So we just unlocked Terra's new outfit. Let's try her out for a bit. You know, I mean, it's just a novelty, really. You know, the only thing that changes is her costume. But whatever, it's just an excuse to play the game again. You know what? You know, sure. I do like the fact that, you know, I kind of don't like, for example, the biggest thing is this one, you know, no aim marker. I didn't really like that because I need that. You know, it's a crutch, but I need it to tell, you know, the little aiming thing that's like 4 squares away from a character to tell where you're gonna aim your attacks and everything. I kind of need that, especially with Terra, you know, because she's based on that. You know, all her attacks tend to be indirect. But let's see, you know, what this, you know, I feel like this is like not the biggest change, but it is an interesting change because now you don't have to, like, again, I said it before, but it used to be that all the things were stacked upon each other. So when you finish 7 and go to 8, everything else is still like the same on top of like another thing, if that makes any sense. I guess if you want the ultimate Hell Pass or Hell Mode experience, you would just toggle everything, I guess. But I don't know. Let's try just to unlock the next one. Why not? Now it's like a lot easier. I said before I don't like easy mode, but I think if you just have like instead of like again everything all at once, just like one thing at a time, I feel like that's more doable. I feel like, you know, it's just an additional challenge rather than all at once. It's just very hard. The more you go through, exponentially harder. Anyway. Let's try out Terra. I mean, technically, her kit is a little bit different, so it is technically a new character because she can poison now. You know, instead of the mine thing, which I always just remove every time, she can actually instead poison, I guess, which is not as bad. There we go. Oh, this is new. Kebab. Gain 30 shield once until an moment when you kill an enemy. Not bad. Obviously, when in a boss fight, it's useless. But it's not like a bad thing. It's basically a, you know, upgrade for like your normal fights. Delta, gain 3 flow when you Trinity cast, or give random starts with you when you shuffle. Well, can't summon structures. I mean, I can, I guess, if I look for it, but otherwise, I'll just skip on that. What can I focus on? I guess hard. Yeah. We'll try to look for the what's it called? I already forgot, but the new card that apparently when tile is cracked, you would do extra damage on it, I guess. I guess the way you would use is to use Terra's weapon on top of an enemy and then use that spell, maybe. That's probably how it works. Trinity, though. Sure, why not? I'll try minigun, because maybe that'll be helpful. Then again, I don't need that flow, but whatever. But yeah, Terra is like basically based on breaking tiles. So it removes the ability for enemies to move, and also she has like the excavate by default that allows her to do extra damage depending on how many destroyed tiles there are. And you would think, by the way, if you crack a tile under an enemy, that would fall through, but that's not how it works. You can't instantly kill enemies like that. Instead, it will just simply be slightly cracked, and then it gets broken when they move away from it. But anyway, let's go this way. Yes. Well, the biggest thing I feel like, again, other than the fact that because she does a lot of indirect damage, it's kind of hard to control. You know, she's the thinking man's character, I guess, if you call it like that. Definitely, like, you have to use your brain cells when using her, because you gotta set everything up. And it's kind of cool, you know, once you set everything up and then use excavate, it does a lot of damage and everything. At the same time, though, because you're doing a lot of indirect damage, you're like, if your setup gets ruined, especially when it gets really chaotic, then you're just doing nothing. You know, your DPS goes all the way down if you're not doing anything, obviously. Shatter Saw, Earthen Armor. Normally you would want crack, but the problem is, some people I feel like would play, like, normally you would think like, oh, because you want as many destroyed tiles as much as you can, you would destroy your own tiles. You know, some people, I don't know, some players might be able to handle that, but I can't. Because what happens if you break tiles on your side of the field, you have less room to dodge, and therefore you have less room to dodge, you might end up in situations where you take more damage than necessary, which I don't like. So even though, you know, this might sound like a good idea, I kind of don't like it. I hate the fact that you lose room to dodge. Obviously, I get hit anyway sometimes, but or a lot of times really. But I don't want to reduce my chances even further, you know. Can you defend motion? Mana regen. I need mana regen. She also needs mana regen as well, because every time she cracks a tile, it also uses mana every time she does it. So you're gonna need a lot of mana, mana regen to keep that up. Otherwise, it's not very good. Joe does the auto combo, by the way. So you crack a tile behind the enemy, then use the thing. You know, use the thing. Now, obviously, sometimes what sucks about her sometimes is the fact that because most of her kit anyway is kind of reliant on positioning. Obviously, you want to manipulate the positioning, but you know it's kind of hard to keep in mind sometimes. Crack them ion cannon. But yeah, a lot of her things are like based on where the enemy is. Sometimes you just don't have anything to do because they're in the wrong position. River, ion cannon. I don't like this because it only hits the center tiles, and it's never a guarantee that they're gonna be in the center tile. And this one breaks tiles again. I kind of don't like that. I hate breaking tiles. I don't want to break my own tiles. I break their tiles. You know, that's what I want to do. Bit of that. Okay. That does nothing. That does nothing. Good. There you go. Again, I'm like, this is a little hard. Terra is so hard to use for me. Break around every time when you shuffle. Now that's good. Now this is good. Now this is pod racing. No. And more mana regen is good too. Let's go to shop real quick. Duct tape. You know, the cannon. I feel like the cannon thing to do is to go for genocide run because you're playing as Dark Terra. I don't want to jump into genocide run right now because I gotta kill a shopkeeper and everything. I've never touched a shopkeeper for a while. That sounds wrong, but you know, I never fought the shopkeeper for a while. I'm probably just gonna lose instantly, so I don't want to go through that right now. I already proven myself, you know, in the previous playthrough. I don't want to go for like the super hard runs right now. I feel like I'm still warming up, you know. I'm still warming up. Mana gem. Sure, get that. Remove anything? Not really. Not right now, anyway. I think I'm fine right now. Let's see here. Well, I can do this, I guess. Just do that. There you go. Let's see, absorb, bouncy blade, and revenge. None of those appeal to me. Time to kill the gunner. I didn't mean to do that, actually. I missed, damn it. Missed. Could probably do some kind of weird combo where you poison them after pushing the gunner or something, I don't know. Ow. You know, obviously her animations are different, by the way, something I've noticed. Because she's using a different skin. That's kind of cool. Ow. See, what I said before, remember what I said before, how like when you root enemies, their like patterns get messed up, so weird things happen. Normally the gunner like shoots at his own bombs. Also, this happens too as well. It's just unexpected sometimes. Normally they go and shoot their own bombs, but they just shoot right in front of you, as it turns out, if you don't pay attention. And they're rooted. Just like shuffle, I guess. Do a bit of that. Oh, okay. And you're dead. Haha. Hee. Let's go over here. It's weird though, Dark Terra sparing everyone. That kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever, it's fine. She's just very edgy, you know? But actually, she has a heart of gold. That's the headcanon, obviously. Haven, Shadow Shift, Combust. Nah. Let's see. Does she have a... No. Okay. I was thinking, does she have a dab? No, she can't dab, unfortunately. Or at least the equivalent of a dab, anyway. No dabbing for her, unfortunately. So sad. If only she could dab, then she wouldn't be so evil. Yeah? Is that how it works? Here, I get that. Shields up. Push up. Not really useful. I mean, shields up is not bad, but... yeah. Or maybe I should've. Maybe I should've got it. Ah, whatever. Hitters after they spawn, or max mana. I'll get max mana instead. I mean, the satellite is somewhat useful, because obviously it creates cracks, but it's only for, like, normal enemies, and does like 40 damage. It's overall not that great. I'd rather have the long-term benefit of more mana, so... in my opinion. Okay, boomerang? It's good. You know, I'll get it. Do you have no removal? I haven't used my removal. You know, I'm gonna remove Poison Tails. Poison Tails, I might get remove Flurry. Maybe. Poison Tails, though, I don't like positional based spells in this game because sometimes enemies are just not in that particular position, so you can't use it. You end up not doing anything. You know, I don't know, you know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe there are certain ways to use certain spells, but the more situational a spell is, the less I want to use it, right? I want to be able to do something in every situation, but if I can't do it, then what's the point? I don't want that spell in my deck. There we go. Ora. Use my Stando. Heal up or gain tension would take flame damage. I'll just heal up, I guess. Let's put a band-aid on myself. Terra. Gain tension. I'm gonna upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade Excavate because that's my main source of damage. So I'm gonna upgrade this. Apply Frost. Gain Shield. Sure, apply Frost. Why not? It might be useful. Another upgrade. I'll upgrade the minigun. Piercing or Flow? I think I'll skip actually. It's a waste of money, but it's more useful if the minigun has something that applies, you know, on hit. I'd rather save the money so I can buy the upgrade later on without having to spend more money on 2 upgrades at the end of the day. I feel like. Also, I missed the chest. Whatever. There you go. Fracture, okay, flow. Okay, 2 flow. You know what? Sure, why not? I do have a thing that increases my flow, so it's not bad to take. Spells that cost 4 more mana, restore 1 mana. Interesting. Do I have any spells that cost 4 or more? No, I do not. I like the picture though, muzzle break. I guess the idea is using like a very powerful spell. Spells that cost 0 mana give 1 flow. Do I have any spells that cost 0 mana? No. So, this, despite these being new, I don't want either of them. I'll get the max mana. Whee! How would you like a private show? That sounds like you're implying something. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Push that thing away. Go away. Actually, I think you can like you can damage her actually with the speakers. You can like make her damage herself, and that's like a strategy you can do. It seems. It's hard to pay attention to her attacks and also create these things, do damage. Again, the setup sometimes you get disrupted because you're trying to pay attention to 2 things at once. Whatever, just shuffle. Ah, this is bad. I already lost so much health. Ow, just push that thing away. I'm gonna lose, aren't I? Oh my god. Get that thing out of there. I don't want it on her side of the field either. Just die. Oh god, I have 54 health. Ooh, well, I survived, but for how long? I don't know. I believe the Hell Pass difficulty as well is based on like enemies regenerating, so maybe the boss was healing that time too. So that makes it even harder, actually. Ramjet. That's not bad, it does create a crack, but it does increase shuffle time by 2 seconds, which I don't like. I hate that. So you want your spells, you know, that's the thing, you want your spells to be there. Unless you have like I think there's an artifact that makes shuffling instant, maybe? I don't know how that would affect this one, but... For 120 damage though, increasing your shuffle time, because that's the thing, you get like a quick burst of damage. It's not even a lot, it's just 120. There's like plenty of spells that do 120 damage anyway, for the value of 1 mana, but you get the long-term consequence of increasing your shuffle time by 2 seconds, and probably even more the more you use it, which is really bad. Again, it really depends. If you have Gunner, maybe, that benefits from longer shuffling times, otherwise it's not very good, in my opinion. I gotta heal up. I can hope for a medkit at the shop, or I can heal up the camp. I'm gonna go to the camp. More guaranteed that way. Also, hopefully save, I would like to save the nurse lady if possible. She gets hit below. I don't think I can save her, actually. Somehow I can burst it down. I'm not sure. Unlikely that I'll be able to save the nurse. I gotta like burst it down somehow. I got some health though. Okay, I got some health, so that works out. Give me some Cold Stone. I always like Cold Stone. My favorite spell in the game, Cold Stone. It's like pure damage. Just throw it out there. Just throw it at the enemy. Easy. Ooh, she's dead. All right, that. I was hoping it would hit the dog, but it's too bad. I need health. I need health. I need to live. Griffin armor. Yeah, this run might not end up, so I'm already seeing the run dying, you know. I mean, it's a little bit too early to say, but I can already see it going downhill from here. Nope. Can't save the nurse. There's too many nurses die. I wish I could save a nurse. I actually do need the nurses to live, but they never live. They always die. Gain 2 defense? Sure, why not? Sounds good to me. Give me that health, please. Yes, thank you, Gunner. Alright. Almost back to full. That's good. Oh, even more over here. Thank you. Please give me that. I need... do that. Okay, heal up. Ah, missed the thing. Okay, there you go. Please die, dog. Alright. Do 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 do. Smog. Waterfall. Rock tomb. You can shield though, I don't like that. Waterfall is amazing if you can stack that flow, I remember. Basically infinite waterfall. Sure, why not? I'll try it out. Heal up? Well, I don't need healing right now. Everything else is, well, I guess poison, sure, why not? It's basically free damage. Very little, but might as well grab it. Do a bit of damage with that. I gotta get a little Flurry as well. Flurry is alright early game, but it's not so great later on, I feel like. Because of the limited range. And you have to stand still, you know, for all the hits to connect. Don't like that. There you go. Well, be glad she saw that I'm not murdering you. Kneel before your dark empress, I guess, or something. Again, a lot of implications. I think you read some of the character backgrounds of like the concept art that basically kind of describes their background a little bit, but again, not much to them though, in terms of actual story. I wish there was more. I wish there was more. A little bit more, you know, just a little bit more. How do I do this? I'm not sure. That, I guess. Just die, okay. Go away, Grim Reaper. Die, Grim Reaper! There we go. Tremor, Air Slash. Nah, no, I would not prefer. I would not prefer that. Captain. I don't know why. I don't know why I degenerated into a pirate, but where do I go? Let's see. Do I want to go to the shop? I have some money. Potentially I might get some more stuff. Sure, I'll go to the shop. I will go to the path of the shop, at the very least. Ah, well, they're both dead. Never mind. Too many things going on that I missed the chance to save them both. Just like, I don't want to take any damage, so let's make sure I don't get hit by anything. Flat Earth. Fix all the broken tiles. Sounds good. It's not a lot though. You know, you would think that, oh, destroy all the tiles. They tend to repair themselves after a bit. You're spending a lot of time just doing it, setting it up. So at most, you're getting like, oh, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 80 shield maybe. Kind of not worth it, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, it's good if, again, if you're doing the build where you're breaking your own tiles, maybe then, yeah, that'd probably be good. Otherwise, not good for me right now, because I want the tiles to be broken on their side of the field, and the shield is kind of not worth it. because you end up in situations where you haven't broken any tiles, you know? You have no broken tiles, what do you do? It's just kind of a waste. It's just a waste. Just a waste. There you go. Murder you! Okay. Ooh, Energizer. Always get that. My second favorite spell in the game, Energizer. Let's see here. There you go. Flawless battle. Trisect. Fire laser beam with Trinity is full. Deal damage equal to 1 point of the target's HP. Gain 1 Trinity. Add 1 jam to your deck, however. Interesting. I could do a lot of damage, but that's jam. Let's get crazy. Why not? I always used to play this game. In my previous playthroughs, actually, I used to play very safe, actually. Only picking a few spells that actually fit my deck. But, you know, I play a little bit loose. I mean, I'm playing Pacifist ending as well, so it's a lot easier than Genocide, so... Ooh, Trinket. That works too. I'll grab that. Max Mana. Refresh and Mana Regen. Easy choice. I forgot to get a removal. Whoops. Oh well. That's fine. We have more chances later on. For now, we're still stuck with the Aura card, which isn't very useful in a lot of cases. They just move and they don't get hit. Oh, chef, I don't want the jam right there. What does it matter? But no way. I guess it's useful in that situation, but again, very situational. Frost Barrage, Iron Cannon, Earthworm, Earthworm Gym. But it breaks the tile behind you though. Nope. Ironically, again, I mean, most her harsh spells kind of break tiles behind on your side of the field, and yet I have it as my focus. Oh well. Oh, here's Silicy again. Ice to meet you. There you go, Christmas puns. Also, I keep dodging that wrong every time. And is it just me, or is the waterfall nerfed? You know, I feel like it got nerfed. It probably did. It feels a lot slower than before. Kablam! That's a lot of damage, I imagine. I didn't look at the numbers, but I assume it's a lot of damage. Yeah, it's a lot slower, I feel like. Is it just me? That was just me. Ah, I missed. Oops. Did too early. There you go. So not cool. Okay. Oop, get out of the way. I got poison. Well, that sucks. I hurry up. I gotta kill this thing before I take more damage. Come on, just die. They got so much shields, by the way. I guess that's how well, that's how mechanics works. They get shields, but they poison themselves, so it's not like they have infinite shields or anything. They eventually do die. Over here. Ow. Give me that HP. Alright. I don't know, I'm trying to think. What do I even talk about right now? I could rant about Genshin Impact. You know, that's the game I've been playing. Whatever. Let me just rant about it real quick. Well, not really rant, but like something I've noticed like recently. I mean, not to be too topical or anything, but there was a recent update, by the way, if you didn't know, you didn't follow Genshin Impact at all. But there's an update where a character got released. His name is Zhongli. There's a kind of like, I mean, people describe it as an uproar. I don't know if it's an uproar necessarily, but people have been, let's just say, not very happy with the state of things when the character was released. Because in Genshin Impact, there's a gacha and everything. Zhongli is a character that was released pretty recently, and he's like a 5-star. And I guess, you know, to I guess maybe related to this game, it's kind of like he's like a super rare card, you know, you would get from like a booster pack. That's how I kind of like, you know, understand gacha games in my head. It's basically card games, except, you know, with characters that you can play as and everything. You kind of collect them all and everything. It's like Pokemon, you know, Pokemon cards. But basically, he's like a rare character that most likely you have to spend money to get to. You don't really necessarily need to spend money to get him, but you know, a lot of people do if you want to get like rare cards, I guess, or rare characters in gacha games, especially in Genshin Impact, where it's kind of hard to accumulate that currency normally as a free-to-play player. You know, it's never guaranteed that I get a 5-star, but you know, that's how gacha games work in the first place. And so people have been complaining because his character is underwhelming. I think it was like, you know, they assume he's like a DPS, but for the most part, he's just there to put shields up, I guess. You know, he's like a support character in like a party, you know, like an RPG party or whatever. I don't know what the best way to describe it, but basically he's just not great for like a 5-star, I guess. Beyond his design, you know, beyond his design and like the actual effort that goes into modeling, programming, and all the animations and the character itself to be written. Beyond that, the gameplay is just, apparently, from what I've heard, is not great. Something that I don't pay attention too much to, but, you know, apparently that's what people say. And so, there's kind of like this pseudo-protest where, I guess, you know, for multiple things. Like, there was even mention about, like, spamming the company, MiHoYo, with, like, invoices, I guess, or something, as a form of protest. I don't know. Something like that. So that they could rebalance the character. And I think recently as well, at the time of recording this, I think it was like yesterday, or maybe even today, where the company released an official statement that basically said that, basically, in a very polite way, they said like they're sticking to their design choices, and they're saying like, oh, Zhongli is a support character, you shouldn't use him as a TPS, but we're gonna be, you know, taking your opinion into account for future reference, basically, is what they said, or something like that. And you know, people are not very happy with that response. And then, you know, I guess that's all I understand. Basically, people are not happy in Genshin Impact because the character they want is not as strong as they thought it would be. Now, what my opinion? So this is where my opinion comes from, and it's a bit of a meme because, you know, it's kind of dismissive. But I think I said it before. But like, first gacha, you know, question mark? I mean, come on. Like, yes, he might not be balanced for like the meta and everything, but that's not how most companies who at least program gacha games kind of do things. They kind of just, I don't know, I said before, like most game designers, when they do gacha games, they don't balance it around a particular meta. Sometimes they don't even know what they're doing. I remember back in my day in Fate Grand Order, they didn't know what they're doing. You know, there's a character that adds extra bonus damage for fighting Roman enemies. And how many Roman enemies are in the game? Very little. So like, it was like years after that they maybe balanced it a little bit better. But otherwise, in the beginning, Nobody knows what they're doing. There's no meta to follow. They don't know what kind of meta to follow. So that's why sometimes underwhelming in a particular, like, I guess, like mid-max kind of way, you know, because usually the players make the meta depending on the content. But really, what they balance is, because I remember their letter, they said like, oh, Zhongli's a support character. We have like statistics to back that up. More people who use Zhongling die less, I guess. But I don't know, you know, how true that is. But you know, according to them anyway. So I'm thinking in my head, their philosophy is not to balance it around a meta, but rather for the casual mobile player. Is what I think it is. What they're talking about, you know. So the reason why he's a support character, you know, he can like survive better is because they balance it for like fighting like a random enemy mob on the overworld. That's all they care about, you know. And that's where the market is, you know. Most people who play these kind of gadget games, they're meant to be for these casual players that play for like a little bit at a time. Anyway, I'm kind of ranting a little bit. Risa, even as a support, he isn't great. If I had to drop him or Diona from a team, it would be him. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Apparently, Diona, another character who's like a 4-star, is apparently better than him. But like, I don't know. As I said before, that's only if you account for like hard content, you know. Even in Fate Go was like one of the first successful gacha games, and it still is. It's like a giant at this point. So I'm just using that as a reference point, even though it might not be super balanced. But that's the point, right? These kind of big gacha games kind of not balanced, really. That's not really balanced. I don't know what you expect, like perfect balance. But you know, not to say that you shouldn't expect perfect balance, but still, I'm not surprised is the thing. You know, I'm just not surprised. Like again, I imagine, for example, you know, Fate Go. I already said it before, but I'll say it again. But like characters like Merlin, like Waver and Scatty. They didn't expect them to be that strong, you know? They just kind of released them as like, whatever kit works lore-wise, you know, whatever fits is probably what they thought when they designed the character. And that's it. So, any kind of meta that came out of it is coincidental, I feel like. In my opinion, anyway. Of course, again, they do balance it later on. I think, you know, it's a good thing actually that developers of Fate Grand Order do eventually balance the characters. You know, it takes years, but they do eventually keep, you know, make them stronger. It's just that if you expect like pure like mid-max try-hard meta content, and then you think they're gonna balance it around that, then you'll be sorely mistaken, because they're not really in that market, I think. They're not like a PvP game either. You know, I would change my opinion if it was a PvP game. But then again, I don't really play PvP games all that much, especially with the gacha system, which reminds me of Sinnoh Atlas, actually. I kind of dropped that game because it became too much PvP-centric. But anyway. But yeah, PvP definitely should be balanced, but it's mostly a single-player game for one, so I don't know. I just think, like, even if a lot of people call it uproar, I think the majority of players, I think anyway, whether I'm right or wrong, they're just gonna like, whatever, you know? Most people who play, especially like a mobile gacha game. It is an exception though, because Genshin Impact, you can play on PC, you can play on console, you know, that sort of thing. I'm so amazed that it's still on mobile, but somehow. But also I'm dying, help. Okay, good, I'm not dead. Again, distracted by Genshin Impact. But yeah. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. What am I right? Oh yeah, what am I right or wrong? They're building it. They're balancing it for the casual audience, and you shouldn't really expect anything else. I feel like, because most people are not going to care. You know, it's ironic because I see all. I don't know, because it's basically Reddit. I spend too much time on Reddit, I feel like, but people complain about video game on Reddit. It's overblown though. Most people who play the game are not going to be so into a game that they're going to go to a subreddit, I feel like. The majority of players who play most games anyway, especially gacha games, they just don't communicate at all. They're kind of like lurkers, really. They just play the game, they don't really care about anything else. And whether or not it's balanced or not really depends. It really depends, like, long term, I feel like, if a game is so unbalanced that every single character that gets released. It's ironic, though, you would think there'll be, like, power creep, actually. You know, in a gacha game, like any kind of, like, card game as well, you would think new characters or new cards or whatever are gonna be the ones that are overpowered, but it's actually the opposite, which is funny to me. Anyway. But Reese, expecting perfect balance is stupid, but he doesn't even reach the baseline 5-star character should be a... Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't speak to that. Because how would I know? I'm just a free-to-play player in Genshin Impact. Because in my opinion, at least if you don't compare it to Abyss, I guess, or, you know, basically hard, challenging content in Genshin Impact. Because the only thing I would argue, yes, it does suck if you compare it to, like, DPS races or whatever, right? If you had to kill an enemy a particular amount of time, that does suck. But usually it doesn't matter for majority of content because, again, in my opinion, you know, most people don't care about the hard content. They just do whatever. So whether or not it takes a little bit longer to beat something or not doesn't really matter. Usually that might not be the case because I haven't explored every single thing of Genshin Impact, so I might be wrong. I don't know. Again, I feel like the only thing that'd be difficult would be the Abyss content, and I feel like Abyss in Genshin Impact, the more I read about it, the more I think like it's more so, I mean, there is min-maxing, but it's more so you gotta pick the right characters, you know? And a particular thing. Gotta have the correct elements and the particular floor or whatever. Is like that kind of like content where it's more like a puzzle, you know? Rather than like you just have to like have really strong characters necessarily. But I don't know. I don't know for sure though. So I'm gonna die. I have like no health. I have half health, I guess. Yeah, everything that isn't overworld is a DPS race. I don't know. I'm trying to think. But then you don't really use them as DPS, right, Zhongli? He's like support. He's supposed to be support. I mean, I guess the biggest thing, something I would agree upon when I think about it, is the fact that you kind of don't need support in Genshin Impact. You know, his biggest gimmick is that he creates a shield, right? And like, basically, he increases your survivability, but you don't need that kind of survivability in the first place. Unless in very specific situations in a game like Genshin Impact, just like a lot of games actually, a lot of modern games, you kind of just don't need tanks, you know? The role itself is intrinsically useless. And that's why I feel like part of why Zhongli is kind of subpar. Not only, you know, does he not do his role well, it's also the fact the role is useless. So, for the most part. Not always, but usually. So I think that's also a big reason as well. I don't know, again, it's just, again, my opinion though is like, it's like whatever. You know, it's like, they don't know what they're doing. They just slap on a kit on like a character. It's not League of Legends, you know? It's not really like League of Legends or something like that where you need like really good balance to make the PvP very well done. It's just kind of all over the place. I feel like how they designed the characters, they did everything else first. They did they prioritized the gameplay last, I feel like. Because it doesn't really matter. Anyway. You know, and this is a very controversial opinion, but I kinda like that MiHoYo kinda stuck to their guns, actually. Not to say that I defend the game, because I don't know, I'm not invested in the game, by the way. I'm probably gonna quit the game eventually. And I don't spend any money in the game, so it's not like I'm saying, oh, they're perfect or anything, but I kind of like the fact that they kind of stuck with their guns. They're kind of like, nope. Yeah, we designed the character this way. Whatever you say about, you know, better design, nah. It's funny. I don't know, it's just funny to me. Even if they're in the wrong, I kind of respect them more for like sticking to their vision of what the game should be, ironically. It's probably not very good though. I mean, I imagine that maybe if you don't listen to your community at all, it's probably horrible, but I don't know. I think it's funny. You know, I mean, I'm just like a, you know, I'm just a spectator, I guess. It's just easier for me to like be okay with Zhongli or whatever, or like character in the game being on the balance, because I'm not gonna have Zhongli anyway, right? I'm not gonna use the character for one. I'm not really a whale. I'm spending money, so I'm just really like a third-party observer. I play the game, obviously, but I don't know. I'm just indifferent for the most part, so it's just easy for me to like step back and just find it funny. And I'm gonna die. This is karma, by the way. The run is going to. I'm just gonna die soon. I'm losing too much health. Give me some health, please. This is karma for saying all that, because now I'm gonna lose. Yeah, I like liking scummy business practices. Ah, yes, of course. I don't know, is it scum? I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I would think it was scummy if... I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't... Because I'm thinking like, yeah, it might seem like a scam, I guess. If you want a character and like, you didn't get what you want. I guess it's sort of like that, but I don't know. It's a gacha game though. Maybe I'm just so... You know what? I'm just so used to Nexon. Remember Nexon? I remember Nexon. They were the worst company, at least in America. They, you know, they localized a lot of popular games here to the West. I think they're better in the overseas, but at least the American localization branch anyway are just very horrible at the time. They just have really bad pay-to-win cash shops, and you know, they're like too big to fall and everything at the time anyway. I don't know if they still are, but I'm dead, by the way. I lost. Ah! This is what I get. This is what I get for ranting about Zhongli. But yeah, I'm just so used to Nexon. I mean, they're even worse. Back in my day, everything was way worse, you know. Anyway, I guess that's that. Kind of a shame that I lost. I don't know why I just went to a Genshin Impact rant for some reason, just randomly. But there you go. I guess that's I said again, but that's karma, you know? Maybe I'm in the wrong, you know? It's a sign that I'm completely wrong. And you shouldn't listen to me. I just have weird opinions that you shouldn't listen to. Anyway. It kind of makes sense, you know, because Dark Terror is the villain, so obviously she would lose. I kind of lost to a random mob though. I kind of wish I at least would have lost to a boss fight or something. That'd be better, I feel like. But there you go. I think that'll be that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll be that for now. What else is there to say? I don't want to just end it there necessarily, but you know, I guess just some closing thoughts. It's kind of cool that the developer added some new stuff. Again, just summarize again that they one step from Eden. You know, let's you know, move back to one step. Go back to this game. It's kind of cool that they added more new stuff and everything. There's new content, and so it's just better value, right? Speaking of balance, though, is this game balanced? You know, when I think in my head, I mean, this is also like when you think about it, this is also a single player game. You don't need a poll though. You don't need a poll for characters. But this cost though. This is not, the game's not free. However, how much does it cost again? I want to say $20. I could be wrong though. I don't know if I'm right, but it's about $20. I think it's not too bad. It really depends if you really like the. I feel like you really get the most bang out of your buck, or I don't know if that's the right expression, but basically you want to get the most value out of this game is if you like the type of gameplay that it offers in the first place, now fundamentally, which is the grid-based like card battle system, reminiscent of Mega Man Battle Network. If you played Mega Man Battle Network, you would very much like it. I feel like, again, I never played it, but I play similar games, and you know, I think it's good. I think it really captures the feeling of obviously using the cards and everything, but also having to like memorize enemy patterns and everything, which is fun to do for me anyway. I like that. I like that. It's pretty consistent in terms of its enemies. It can get chaotic at times though, but it is fun to learn boss fights. At least when I played this game before. Silo. I'm just looking at the new cards, by the way. Is there a way to show new cards? I'm not sure if there's a way to show only new cards, but Silo though. Summon the struck that explodes a missile after 12 seconds. Interesting. I don't know how that works. Can you preview it? No, can't preview it. Oh well. Stinger, saw that before. What else is to see though? Have I ever seen a game Hades? It's also action-oriented roguelike. Yeah, I've seen Hades before. It reminds me of Bastion, actually. I played 2 games from the same developers, Super Giant Games. I played Bastion and Transistor, I think. There's also another game I didn't check out yet. But Hades as well apparently is pretty good. I don't know if I've ever played it though. I don't know what it is, but like for some, because again, I kind of don't like roguelikes normally. One Step from Eden is the exception, so I don't know if I'll make an exception for Hades as well. Is the thing, but apparently I've heard it's pretty good. Not to say that's bad, but I myself probably won't check it out. I don't know. I don't feel like playing like another roguelike. Not really a roguelike guy, you know? It's just not my thing. So, again, I'm making an exception for this game. Weed Whacker, though. This is new, I think. Elements around them and cast around some wonder. I gotta be honest, yeah, it's definitely like one of the things that drew me to this game is the characters. You gotta have waifus in your game, otherwise, you know, you can't capture the weeb market. That's all I'm saying. Also some artifacts. This one's new. Well, what haven't I seen yet? You know, the things I haven't seen during the runs. I'm trying to look at. Trying to look for those. Giant armor. What rings you got? I think that's new. Is this new? Golden Cat? Day 1 luck when you take a spell? That's new. It's new. I've seen it before though. Just looking through real quick. Doesn't seem like super new. This is new. This is new. This is new. Flame damage. Flame applies 3 poison. Trap card. Activate my trap card, Yugi. Random spell when you shuffle. Interesting. Okay. There's literally a Yu-Gi-Oh card, you know, so the little Yu-Gi-Oh reference. I guess that's it. Alright, so I think I've seen everything. I haven't used everything, but I've seen everything. So there you go. I don't know what else to say. There's a profile system, by the way. You could go profile. I guess you want to restart everything. You can do that too. There's co-op PvP. I think the developer mentioned something like they wanted to do something involving online, but I imagine obviously, you know, if you're an indie developer, setting up like netcode and stuff, and however you want to do online, it's probably a hard thing to do, especially if you want to keep servers up. It's something you have to pay for, so I don't know if it's going to be worth it, obviously, to have online if nobody's going to play it consistently, you know? Because then you're going to make like a multiplayer, you know, meta game as well, where you're going to make sure people keep playing. Well, obviously, what you do is have daily missions and give everyone premium currency bit by bit, you know? Is that what you do, right? You know, it's like anyway, and then you add a gadget system. Anyway, no. But yeah, I didn't really do anything special with the co-op and PvP. I think because these are couch co-op and PvP. You only do it locally, so can't really do it online, as far as I know, anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless I want to play again, I don't know. We'll see. I think, you know, it kind of sucks that I kind of lost that last run. I kind of want to end it on like a, you know, on a better ending than that. So maybe next time, I think I'll play one more time. So next run, what I'll do, I think I'll try out the affiliate mod is what I'll do, you know? That kind of feels like new content, even though it technically isn't, I guess. I think it came out, I don't know when it came out actually, but I think it came out before the update, I'm not sure. But I haven't checked out that content, so that's like a new character trial at the very least. So that's probably what I'll do next time, and you know, we'll see about that. It'll be interesting to check out. You know, it's a character. I think it's a waifu with a sword, and she parries with her sword. You know, it's basically Raiden from Metal Gear Rising. You know, anyway, I guess we'll see about that next time.